in the darkness of woods stayed inside until now, because now cameras have managed to capture the eerie vibes of the forests. From glowing forest dwellers to mysterious lake giants, ghostly apparitions to lurking bigfoots. Hang on for the strange trail moments that, if not filmed, would be hard to believe.
That's it!
Forest watchers. A peaceful video of forest beauty turned into a magical and mysterious one. As the camera panned across the greenery, an extraordinary thing happened. Tiny creatures began peeking out from the tree roots. These little beings were green, blending in with the forest, but their white eyes stood out. They seemed to understand they were being filmed, watching the camera with those eyes. This sight might just be a small glimpse of the hidden magic in nature that we may never fully understand. Forest crawler caught on camera. Have you ever thought about what might be hiding in the dark woods at night? Well, a camper in the forest found out, and it wasn't anything normal. On October 26th, 2023, a hiker's camera caught a strange creature on video. The footage showed a pale, thin figure moving through the trees. It looked a bit like a person, but not quite. Its body was too skinny and oddly shaped to be human. The creature moved creepily, using its long arms. Its skin was white. Some say it could be a skinwalker, the rake, or even an alien. Whatever it was, you wouldn't want to meet it while camping. This spooky forest creature makes us wonder what else might be hiding in the woods at night. Glowing eyes. In the dark woods, a hiker's night walk took a scary turn. As he moved through the trees, he spotted something strange. Pale, skinny creatures with glowing eyes were all around him. With big shoulders and long legs, they moved on all fours. The hiker watched in fear as more and more appeared. And then suddenly, one of them jumped at him. The video ended abruptly, and since then, no one has heard about the poor guy. Did the skinwalkers get him? Let me know what you guys think. Torch terror. One brave hiker was alone in the woods, finding his way with a torch. He was recording that adventure when suddenly the light fell on a figure that filled him with fear. There, clinging to a tree, was a pale, skinny creature. It had big hands, long legs, and shiny eyes that glowed in the torchlight. The video cut off right there. But I hope the hiker is okay because that creature looked like a rake, a scary forest monster that's bad news for humans at night. This encounter showed just how quickly a peaceful hike can turn into a frightening experience. Skull in the shadows. In an old, empty building, after hearing some strange noises, a resident decided to explore the place with a camera. His flashlight caught something that made his blood run cold. There, in the shadows, was a huge gray creature with a skull-like face and deep black eyes. The creature seemed upset by the sudden light. The video cut off abruptly, leaving viewers wondering what happened next. We can only hope he made it out safely, with a story that would make everyone think twice before exploring abandoned buildings. Ghostly river whispers. Have you ever seen a ghost by the river? Well, some people in Cambodia did, and it wasn't your average fishing trip. A brave team of ghost hunters visited a spooky river spot where lots of scary things had happened. When they caught sight, that left them completely stunned. A super pale man was sitting by the water, looking not quite human. When they tried to get a closer look, the mystery man jumped into the river and disappeared. According to locals, it is said to be the spirit of someone who passed away in that place. We may never know what happened. So next time you're near a river in Cambodia, keep your eyes open. You might spot a spirit taking a dip. Lakeside Bigfoot sighting. A peaceful boat ride in Ontario, Canada turned exciting when a strange creature appeared. Through a gap in the trees, a large, hairy being tried to hide. It looked just like the famous Bigfoot. The boaters moved closer to shore for a better look, but the creature vanished rather quickly. People see strange creatures like Bigfoot more often than you might think, making adventures like this boat ride even more exciting. This video is one of the most interesting pieces of evidence of it though. As more people spot these creatures, belief in Bigfoot keeps growing. Mountain mystery. In a Vietnamese forest, two hikers stumbled upon a weird sight. On the ground lay a strange creature, not moving at all. It had big eyes, closed tight, and grayish skin. One of its legs was missing. The hikers crept closer for a better look, when a creepy noise filled the air. The hikers ran away as fast as they could. That motionless figure was an alien that seemed like it was left alone on our planet, far away from its home. That is why they said some mysteries are best left in the forest. Rainy night surprise. In a rainy forest, a lost tourist was trying to find his way home, when all of a sudden, the light fell on a frightening figure. There, in the darkness, was a big, gray creature with a huge skull. Its black eyes looked angry in the bright light. The creature seemed to be hiding, but now it was spotted. It looked uncomfortable, backing up a bit and sinking down, as if the man had woken it from a nap. Mountain glow. High up on a mountain, an explorer saw what he couldn't believe. There, standing still as a statue, was a glowing figure that looked human-shaped. It was like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The explorer started filming this amazing sight, but then the video suddenly stopped. We don't know what happened next. Did the glowing being disappear? It's a mystery that makes us wonder what secrets the mountains might be keeping. Field chase. A group of friends were driving near some fields at night when they heard weird noises and turned on their flashlights to see what it was. What they saw scared the heck out of them. In the light, they saw a big, pale figure. It was skinny, bald, and running right at them. The friends didn't wait to see what it wanted. They surely ran away as fast as they could. Sometimes, when you see something strange at night, it's best to leave quickly, you know. Abandoned house horror. At night, a man was exploring an old, empty house in the woods. He was recording a video of the spooky place when a strange thing caught his eye. In one of the windows, a creature peeked out. The being had horns and a very weird face. It stared right at the camera with glowing eyes. Then, the video suddenly stopped. We hope the man knew it was time to leave and got out quickly. Some old houses in the woods are best left alone, especially when you see what is inside it. Forest jumper. A group of men walking along suddenly spotted a scene straight out of a story. There, hiding behind some leaves, was a small, furry critter. It had dark fur and a long, fluffy tail. The men leaned in for a better look, but this little guy wasn't in the mood for new friends. Quick as a flash, it leaped out and went right for one of the riders, giving everyone a big shock. Some claimed it might be an anteater because of its long snout, but I'm not so sure. It looked a bit like a tiny little dinosaur to me. Whatever it was, it sure gave those horseback riders a story they will never forget. Field phantom. A farmer got a big shock one night in his fields. He saw a weird, white creature moving around. It wasn't like any animal he knew. He thought it looked a bit like a white tiger, or maybe a ghost. But whatever it was doing strange things. The farmer watched, wondering if he was seeing something from another world. Was it friendly, or was it a danger lurking in the dark? Midnight skull sighting. An adventurer was exploring the woods late at night when he heard strange noises. He went to check and saw a scary thing behind some rocks. It was a big creature with a skull-like head and black eyes. The creature was making weird sounds, as if it was looking for something. Maybe it was trying to find its friends. The adventurer knew this wasn't something he should join in on. He watched quietly for a moment, then surely left the skull creature alone. It was clear that some nighttime forest secrets are best left undisturbed. Cave Peak. One night, a couple of men were walking through the woods when they heard some strange noises coming from a cave under some rocks. Curious to know more, they got closer for a better look. What they saw made them freeze. A big, black eye was staring right back. It belonged to a gray creature hiding in the cave. They didn't wait to see more, so they ran as fast as they could, hoping never to see that eye again. Camping surprise. A father was filming his son during a camping trip in the woods. Suddenly, he saw a figure behind his child that made him scared. There was a big, black creature standing by their car. It looked like it was wearing a black robe. It was waving its hand, but not in a friendly way. The father knew right away this wasn't safe, so he started to run, which was a good call. Purple-headed peeper. A hiker's late-night adventure in the woods turned super spooky. Behind a bush, he spotted a thing that made him regret coming here. There sat a weird creature with a purple head and yellow eyes. But that wasn't the creepiest part. It had a smile that could give you nightmares. The creature's grin was so devilish that it made the hikers scared for sure. And did we mention the horns? Talk about a monster mashup. When the creature realized it was spotted, it bent back into the bushes and vanished. That smile wasn't the friendly kind you'd want to see in the dark woods. It was a close call that turned a simple hike into a tale of terror. Fairy flight. A tourist's walk in the forest turned magical when he spotted a weird beehive. But it wasn't bees that were coming out, it was much stranger. A tiny figure flew out, with hands and feet like a human, but super small. And it had wings. The tourist couldn't believe his eyes. Knowing this wasn't normal at all, he ran away fast, without knowing what he just witnessed. Whatever it was, it sure turned a normal forest walk into an adventure straight out of a fairy tale. Sky dragon. A bizarre creature was caught on camera by a forest photographer, sitting on the edge of a cliff in broad daylight. The beast resembled a dragon from ancient tales. Its massive bat-like wings were stretching wider than any known flying animal. The footage showed the creature perched high above the landscape. Its size was hard to judge, but it seemed much larger than any bird or bat. The clear image of something so strange made people wonder what other surprises nature might hold. The dragon-like shape was easy to see, but understanding what it really was still remains a mystery. Wood mystery. Two friends were exploring the woods when they saw a sight they couldn't believe. A small, odd-looking creature was walking in the distance. In its left hand, it held a tiny purple doll. The friends watched in amazement as the creature disappeared behind some trees. They believed it was a goblin. But why was the goblin scared of the onlookers? Or could it be something sinister? Lakeside mystery.
Have long black hair on its head.
At a small lake on Vancouver Island, Canada, a strange event took place on August 18, 2024. A dark creature was standing very still near the shore. It had long black hair and really long, thin arms. At first, the creature didn't move much. They thought it might be a statue. But then, it changed its position and lowered its head, proving it was real. The man who captured it said it was the famous creature of the island, as there have been a growing number of reports previously. But nothing could be said for sure, as the authorities have covered up the entire case. Caravan jumper.
Right here.
Camping in the woods took an exciting turn for this group of friends. Out of nowhere, a small creature appeared. It jumped right over their caravan. The guys only caught a quick glimpse before it vanished back into the trees. But the little jumper was gone for good. It looked like a small alien. And the sight of that creature terrified them. leaving them with the questions that still remain unanswered. What do you think it was, and where did it come from? Woodland Whispers. A group of rock climbers stumbled upon an incredible sight while taking a hike in the woods. As they reached for their next hold, the creature's gray color caught their eye. There, among the ancient trees, stood the creature, unlike anything they'd ever seen. Small and skinny, with skin the color of storm clouds. It stood motionless. Then, ever so slowly, the strange being inched backward, as if it was trying to melt into the forest to escape these curious human eyes. Its alien features made it quite sure what it was, leaving behind a tale that would make even the bravest adventurers wonder what else lurks in these wild places. Glowing Sky Dancer. One night, a camper in the forest saw something special. Behind the trees, a white creature could be seen, flying around. It wasn't like any normal animal. This strange being glowed brightly, making the night less dark. The flying creature looked a lot like Takeuchi, a magical animal from old stories. As it moved through the air, it gave off a pretty blue light. The soft glow made the trees and ground look different in the dark. The camper watched quietly as the glowing creature flew over the forest. It moved gracefully, almost like it was dancing in the air. The camper was left wondering about the amazing things that might exist in the world hidden from most people's eyes. Wall Watcher. Some workers in Brazil discovered something strange hiding in an old building. These guys were tearing the building when they spotted a big, creepy eye staring right at them. It wasn't blinking, just watching. The workers shined their flashlight at the hole, trying to see what it was. And that's when they noticed the tiny figure attached to the creepy eye. It didn't look like any animal they knew. Too big for a cat, too weird for a dog. The video stopped there, leaving everyone wondering about the mysterious presence. But next time you're near an old building, maybe take a quick peek in the holes. You never know who might be peeking back. Sasquatch sighting. In the woods, a hunter's quiet day took an unexpected turn. In the distance, a large, dark figure moved between the trees. The hunter got scared as he realized what he was seeing. A real-life Sasquatch. The ancient creature, also known as Bigfoot, was right there in front of him. Luckily for the hunter, the Sasquatch didn't notice him. It walked heavily deeper into the forest, disappearing among the thick trees. And so, the guy was left with an incredible story that he will never forget. TikTok Elf. A regular TikTok live stream turned into a magical moment when an unexpected figure peeked out from behind a tree. The streamer and his viewers were shocked to see a small, skinny creature with pointed ears. There it was, an elf. The little being looked around curiously before ducking back behind the tree. Despite the streamer's excitement, the elf didn't reappear, and the live stream continued, but now with a touch of magic. Giant in the woods. A peaceful camping trip became an unforgettable adventure when a camper spotted an unbelievable sight. Moving between the trees was an enormous figure, a real giant. The massive being was walking away, not quite though. It was more like jumping. Luckily for the wicked camper, the giant didn't notice the tiny human watching. It continued its journey, disappearing into the dark forest. Green Tree Watcher.
Holy cow, you guys.
In a quiet forest, this tourist saw a strange thing. On a tree branch sat a big green creature. It looked like a gnome from the fairy tales. The strange being didn't move at all, as if frozen in time. The man was smart though, and kept his distance. He knew nature can be kind, but also dangerous. So he just watched the green figure from far away. It was like seeing a living fairy tale right there in the woods. The green creature stayed still on its branch, blending in with the leaves. Michigan's Mystery Giant. An explorer was enjoying Michigan's beautiful forests when a sight caught his eye. In the distance, a huge black shape was moving away. Its slow, heavy steps were shaking the ground a little. The explorer watched from far away, not daring to get closer. He could tell the creature was very big and strong. It moved between the trees, half hidden by the forest. Good for him that he stayed back. Getting too close to such a big creature could very well end in disaster. The hairy-headed mystery. Some friends were walking in the woods when they spotted a strange creature. They got a bit closer and saw a skinny creature with a black body. Its head and face were big and hairy, kind of like a monkey. But this wasn't a monkey. It didn't act like one at all. The creature seemed unhappy that humans were nearby. It moved in odd ways, trying to avoid being seen clearly. The friends ultimately decided to leave it alone. They knew it was best to let wild animals be, especially ones that looked so unusual. Roadside oddity. Have you ever seen a strange thing you had to look at twice? This group of friends did see it when they were driving late at night. As they drove down the dark road, their car lights showed something weird.
That's a pig!
Right in the middle of the road was a strange animal. This creature had a dog's body, but that's where familiarity stopped. Its face and feet resembled a pig's. It had long dog ears but a round pig belly. The animal's face was the oddest part, though.
What do I do?
It looked like a dog and pig had swapped faces. Maybe nature got creative. Whatever it was, seeing this strange mix-and-match animal in the dark would scare anyone. Glowing eyes in the night. Some friends thought camping in the forest would be fun, until they heard weird noises in the dark. Instead of staying safe in their tents, they made the scary choice. Grabbing their flashlights, they went to check it out. Big mistake. In the beam of their lights, they saw something that made them wish they'd stayed put. There, hiding behind the trees, was a creature with eyes that glowed in the dark. It was covered in big, shaggy hair, like a monster from a scary movie. The creature blinked at them and then disappeared into the woods. Good for them. Bigfoot on film. A hiker's routine hike in Washington's Blue Mountains turned into a Bigfoot hunter's dream. There he found huge footprints and decided to follow them. What happened next was amazing. He saw the real Bigfoot and caught it on video. The creature was super tall, about 7 or 8 feet, with long arms and dark, shaggy fur. It moved smoothly between the trees like it was dancing through the forest. Lucky for him, Bigfoot didn't spot him. He got to watch this gentle giant without being seen, making us wonder if Bigfoot is really out there in the woods. Camera's secret. In a busy forest full of tourists, something weird happened. A camera caught a creature no one else saw. This strange being had horns and was peeking out from behind the track where tourists were standing. The strange thing is, all the people walking around didn't notice it at all. Only the camera saw this secret forest dweller. Was it shy? We don't know why the horned creature only showed up on film, but it sure makes you wonder what else might be hiding in plain sight. Tree peekaboo. A guy exploring the woods got quite a surprise on his little adventure when his camera spotted a big, dark, hairy figure hiding behind a tree. This mysterious creature was peeking out, watching the explorer. But when it realized it was seen, it quickly hid again. The explorer must have been scared, but the hairy being didn't do anything mean. It just vanished and was never seen again. Was it curious about humans, or just playing a forest version of hide-and-seek? Either way, it left the explorer with a spooky story to tell. Treetop visitor. On May 24, 2024, a man saw a strange thing in his backyard. He had a big, bare tree about 20 feet tall. One night, he stepped onto his balcony and saw something unforgettable. At the top of the tree was a weird creature. It wasn't a bird or squirrel. It looked like it came from a fairy tale. The man quickly filmed it with his phone. As he zoomed in, he saw it better. It had grayish skin and a face like a goblin from stories. Its body was human-like, but not quite human. The creature sat still, trying not to be seen. No one knows what it was. Maybe a goblin or an alien. It made for an exciting night, but didn't stay long. Forest giant stroll. A girl's peaceful forest walk turned into an unforgettable adventure. While enjoying nature, she spotted an unusual sight. It wasn't a cute squirrel or pretty bird. It was much bigger. Nearby stood a huge, hairy creature. Brown and shaggy, it looked like a giant living rug. The girl felt scared, but luckily, the fuzzy beast didn't notice her. It just kept walking through the trees until it vanished into the woods. What a close call. If it had seen her, would it have been friendly or scary? She'll never know, but now she has an amazing tale to share. Next time you're in the forest, stay alert. You might spot a forest giant, just hope it doesn't see you first. Midnight forest surprise. Friends went looking for wild animals in dark woods. However, what they found was a weirder surprise. At first, they didn't notice anything odd. Then suddenly, they spotted a skinny, pale figure running in the shadows. These brave friends actually chased the creature, but the pale forest runner was too fast. It disappeared before they got a good look. The freaky part? Their video showed the strange figure had walked right by them earlier. It's like it was invisible until it wanted to be seen. We'll never know for sure what it was. But next time you're in dark woods, stay alert. Pale, skinny surprises might be hiding nearby. River mystery swimmer. Have you ever seen a fish that didn't look quite right? In a quiet river, a strange sight popped up for just a second. This weird fish looked like three animals mixed into one. It was the size of a catfish, but it moved like a playful dolphin. Its face even looked a bit like a sea lion. The person who saw it surely couldn't believe his eyes. Normally, you'd never see a fish like this. Catfish don't act like dolphins, and sea lions don't live in rivers. So, this odd swimmer left us wondering what kind of creature could be so mixed up, leaving behind a big mystery in that little river. Forest watcher. Imagine being in the woods, just filming the trees and birds. That's what one researcher was doing when something unusual caught his eye.
Whoa.
Behind some bushes, a white head peeked out. It had big, black eyes that stared right at the camera. The creature was so tall, it made the bushes look small. The guy was not sure what to do. Luckily, the strange being didn't move. It just kept watching. He decided it was best to leave quietly. Whatever it was, it sure wasn't any normal forest animal. Glowing trail follower. A couple's nice hike turned scary when they realized they weren't alone in the woods. A large creature was following them. As they walked, they felt like they were being watched. When they turned around, they saw glowing eyes in the dark forest.
See you.
The couple started recording, hoping to catch a glimpse of what was out there. Suddenly, their video stopped. We don't know what happened next, but we hope they got out safely. It's a spooky reminder that in nature, surprises await. We're not the only ones on the trail. Park night watcher. A man who was sitting in the park got quite a surprise. In the darkness, he spotted a pair of eyes looking at him from behind some bushes. These weren't normal animal eyes. They were dark, set in a grayish face that looked almost sad. The man couldn't tell what kind of creature it was, but he knew it wasn't any regular park animal. The strange face just kept watching, half hidden by leaves. And so it left him wondering what kind of being comes to the park after dark. Forest stump surprise. Have you ever taken a walk in the woods and felt like you were being watched? This man was just strolling through the trees, filming his walk. Right at the end of his footage, a strange thing peeked out of an old tree stump. It looked like a lizard, but not like any normal forest lizard. This creature had a weird, scaly face and big eyes. It only showed itself for a second before ducking back into hiding. It might be a new kind of lizard. Or it could be something not from our world? You tell us. Forest phantom float. An explorer's walk in the woods turned super strange. Suddenly, a weird white thing appeared, floating in the air. It wasn't a bird or a bug. This thing was see-through. The floating oddity moved in a way that made no sense. It was kind of straight and not very big, but definitely not normal. The explorer watched as this ghostly thing flew by. Was it a spirit? A glitch in reality, perhaps? Or maybe some forest magic coming to life? Dogman chase. A hiker was walking in the woods when a strange sight caught his eye. A big, black shape which was moving fast. At first, it looked like a dog, but this wasn't any normal dog. It was huge. The dark figure ran between the trees. The video was short and ended suddenly. Nobody knows what happened after the camera stopped. It might have been a dogman, a creature from spooky stories. The hiker's video made many wonder what other secrets the forest might be hiding. Subscriber's pick. Late one night, friends drove through a lonely Navajo reservation. They spotted a figure walking ahead and slowed down. But as they got closer, they realized this was no normal person. The being was skinny and pale, with unusually long arms and legs. Scared, the friends sped away fast. They might have seen a Skinwalker, a scary creature known in Navajo stories. This spooky meeting stayed with them for years, reminding them of the strange things that can happen on dark roads at night.